y'all? So today we're going to be talking about when your outfit says one thing, but your energy is saying another thing. And this is basically talking about what happens when you are at a place in your life where you are a different person and you have evolved, you've changed, you've grown, and there's things that you want in your life, but the way that you are dressing, the way that you're showing up is not giving that same energy. And I had this really dope conversation with a friend of mine that I'm going to share with y'all that's going to really break this down because there's a lot of people that can relate to it, a lot of people that are feeling it. And whether you feel like you need help with your style per se, or whether you just need more support and guidance in how to actually get what you want, that's what we're going to talk about because that's what I'm here to help y'all do. So, if y'all don't know me already, my name is Jada, and I am a brand outfitter, which means that I help you with your style, I help you with your content, I help you with your business. I'm here to make sure that whatever it is that you do it as boldly as possible. And right now, we're preparing at this time. I don't know when you're going to see this, but at this time, we're preparing for the permission to put it on brand style challenge. And it is a 7-day challenge that is created to help you go through a series of prompts each day. They're super easy prompts, y'all. They don't take any more than an hour each day that are going to help guide you. It's going to help you to challenge yourself when it comes to your style. And it's going to show you how you dressing the way that you see yourself is actually an awesome way for you to affirm who you're becoming and to give yourself like that practical hands-on experience in moving towards what it is that you want for your life. And so the challenge is starting on Sunday, which is actually Memorial Day, but the beginning of the challenge is not actually like putting anything on yet. But again, I'll give you all the details. If you want to sign up for it, go down to the description box. It's down there. There is also something that I'm offering for a special price for this time for the next couple of weeks. I might make this like a summer special where you can have a style strategy session with me where all these things that I'm talking about, all these tips that I'm sharing with you can actually work with me personally and we can create a strategy that's custom for you. We can be one on one. Hey, Kayla, we can be one on one and I can guide you in finding your style personality. I can help you pick out outfits from your closet that align with that style strategy. And then also giving you some things that are for you, some special tips that are for you that's going to help you to stay on track with your style goals. So, all of that information is down there. If you want to book the session with me, it is 1 hour, 150. And y'all, when I tell you that we're gonna have you looking at your closet in a whole new light, that's what I mean by that. Okay. So I am so excited to be able to offer these. And again, I think I'm gonna make it a summer special. We'll see. But right now, I'm only launching it for this time period because after this, then who knows what I'm gonna be doing next. How are y'all doing? Y'all, let me know where you're tuning in from. Even if you're watching the replay of this, let me know where y'all are from, where you're located, because I'm actually really interested to see where my content is going and like where the people are, like where they live. I feel like I start seeing like some of the same names and like some of the familiar faces, but I'm curious to know like my demographics. So let me know where you tuning in from. Shout out your city, rep your set, all the good stuff. And we're going to get into today's topic. I got to take a sip of water first, though. Because what's up, Maryland? I consider moving to Maryland. It's still not completely off the table, but Maryland is one of those places that, at least for now, is very friendly to people who are first time home buyers. And a goal of mine, I want to own a home. Like I want to own property. I want to own home and a home, but I want to own like commercial property too. Like that's one of my goals. And so I know that Maryland is like a good place for that. I know they're really trying to like get Baltimore going. But one thing that I do got to say though And y'all, this might cause a little tussle, but Maryland drivers, by and large, cannot drive. There are studies that there are statistics to show. I don't know what is happening on the road, but why? What is wrong? Oh, okay. You agree. It's bad. It's bad. And people be like, yeah, because Virginia drivers can't drive. Virginia driving, Virginia bad driving is a different kind of driving. Like Virginia drivers are their problem is that for one, they do not use blinkers. And I don't know what people's problem is. Virginia drivers do not use blinkers. They just merge whenever they feel like it's just vibes. It's just vibes. Like you just got to like you really got to be on your P's and Q's driving with Virginia drivers because they do not merge with the signal. Like they just move. They just move over. So like that's like one of my biggest gripes with them. And then another thing is that they either drive really fast or really slow. And it's like what it like oh my gosh, like I have never been somewhere where they drive like the way that they drive, especially in like the passing lane, like in the fast lane. It is without fail. This is probably like the only place I have ever lived where you are guaranteed to find somebody driving like 55 in the fast lane. Why are you in this lane? Why are you in this lane? So that's Virginia. Okay, that's Virginia. Like I can be real and say that that's the kind of bad driving that Virginia got. Maryland though, it's like you low key you be a little scared for your life. Like it is like F1 racing. Like it is just it's a whole different space. It's a whole different beast. But either way, I would have to if I just decide to move there, I would have to just like eat that because there's no way around it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on Maryland. If y'all want to see, there's actually something that came out not too long ago talking about like the number of accidents that happened in Maryland. And I was like, I told you. I told you. But they're not the worst drivers though. I'll say that. Like my I feel like the worst drivers is Florida. And I got some people I love from Florida, but the like Florida drivers are they are a menace to society, and they be all up and down 95 wreaking havoc and doing the most bizarre things on the road, and you're just like do you realize that you're not the only person on the highway? Do you not see that you like it's more than just you here? Like they're like other people got stuff to lose. I don't know what it is, but it's like they have their own rules. And like Florida, just in general, like as a state, I feel like it has its own rules. Like Florida feels like it's its own country. So I guess it makes it's on brand. It's on brand. But if I had to pick like one state out of all the states where the drivers are just not, it's just 0 out of 10, it's gonna absolutely be Florida. And we got to do something about it because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Oh wait, I think I'm losing focus when I do that. Okay, all right, y'all. So let's get into the topic. Let's get into the topic. So I was having a conversation with a friend of mine on TikTok like last week sometime. And we kind of got on the topic of style because she has the Own Your Style journal, which is the journal that I created, the style makeover journal that I created. It's over here. And she has a copy and she was like going through some of the questions that she was answering. And we were talking through what her experience has been like with this so far, what she's learning about herself, and ultimately like what she is realizing about her style that she wants and what she's looking for. And so she was telling me how she basically, when she goes out for her workshops that she's hosted, and when she goes out for like client calls, and when she's going out to pitch her business, she doesn't feel confident in what she's wearing. Like her clothes end up being a distraction for her, and just like a source of discomfort, but like a source of like, it doesn't, it's like almost like the source of the lack of confidence. And it's hard to feel as confident in herself with her clothes. And so some of the things that she mentioned as being like her biggest sore points is that a lot of her clothes are from a different time in her life. And that's something that I can absolutely relate to, because there was a period of time where a lot of the clothes that I had had the clothes for years, and having clothes for a long time is not the problem, but it's more so the style of the clothes. Like, have y'all ever like looked at some things that you bought and you look at it now and you're like, I wonder where was I in my life when I bought that skirt? Like, what was I going through when I bought that t-shirt? And I think that I'm trying to think of what one of those things were for me, where it's like, girl, this is not you. Like, this is not your thing. I think one of the biggest ones for me is like graphic tees. And like graphic tees kind of had a moment, and I'm not against graphic tees, but I realize that I just really don't do t-shirts like that. I just don't. And I never have been a big t-shirt person. And even when I do get shirts and I have to wear them, like, for family reunion or some kind, it's usually like a family related event. I'm always going to alter it because I already don't want to wear it, because I don't feel like it represents me. And so even though like there's so many different ways to like style your t-shirts, and there's different things you can do that can like dress them up and zhuzh them up, this t-shirt style is just really not my thing. So I understood where she was coming from with like just having a bunch of clothes that no longer it just represented a different time in her life. And so she was like, she was doing outfits of the day. She was doing like her OOTDs, and she was like, if you ever realize, like, I stopped doing those. Like, I didn't feel good doing them. I didn't feel good in the outfits. I felt like the clothes were too tight, like they just didn't fit, and it felt like I was trying to squeeze myself into something that no longer fits me. And even that part right there was kind of a word, because I think that there are so many of us that are trying to stuff ourselves, metaphorically, into a space, into something, into an aesthetic or a style or a perception that no longer suits us and no longer fits us and no longer tells our story. And so she was talking about that. And so hers was more like it was a physical, in a physical sense, like literally the clothes is too small. And she wanted to find clothes that were her size. And but also just like where she is now in her life versus where she was in that time, she is just different. And one thing that I do want to make sure that I like point out, um and it just makes me think that maybe I should do like a conversation on just like the wearing clothes that fit you. It's a big thing. um Wearing clothes that fit you. And I'm gonna touch on that just a little bit, because there were some other aspects to what she was feeling about her style as well. But I think that that's something that I want to talk about, because I think that that can kind of be like a sensitive topic. And I think fashion in general, style in general, is kind of a sensitive topic. So I always want to be mindful of how I discuss it. Especially because I don't want it to come across like I'm like rage bait or clickbait. This is just like legit real life how I feel about like wearing clothes that fit you. But that was a big part of it. Like that's a big deal. Let me see what you said. Kayla says, very good point. We think that we have to squeeze into a space when we need to realize the space isn't serving us anymore. Exactly. Like it's not serving you. Like it's not giving you what you need. And it's not you don't feel confident in it. Like you don't feel good in the clothes, which is the point. Like if you're putting on these clothes, you're putting on clothes for a reason. Like every outfit has a purpose, whether it is to give you comfort, whether it is to give you confidence, whether it is to um communicate a certain status, whether it is to indicate a belonging to a group, whether that's with the uniforms or whether that is, wearing the jersey of your favorite player on a team. Like all clothes that you wear, everything that you wear serves a purpose. What purpose is it serving? What is it communicating? What is it telling people? Right. And so knowing that your goal is not to be the smallest size. Your goal is not to be able to fit into that size 8. That's not your goal. Your goal is to find clothes and wear clothes that fit you, that make you feel confident, that communicate what it is that you're trying to get it to communicate so that you can step out and it can be an extension and expression of who you are. And sometimes it is expressing things, but it's expressing your insecurities. It's expressing, I don't want to be seen. It's expressing, I don't feel comfortable in my own body. I don't feel confident in my own body. I don't like where I am right now. And that's what I mean when I say that your style is vulnerable. Like you are literally like you're communicating something every time you put on clothes. Every time you get dressed and you leave your house, you're communicating something. It is so vulnerable. And I understand how people can get so like caught up in what is this saying about me? What does this mean that I no longer I'm plus size now. I don't know what to do with that. Like I'm not used to being this size. I'm not used to having this type of shape. Like I'm not used to having this stomach. Like let me just be real. I'm not used to having this stomach. Like I don't remember like my arms, doing this little jiggle thing that's happening. I don't remember like when did I get cellulite? When did my legs get this lumpy? There are so many different things, different changes that our bodies go through that don't fit the standard, that don't fit the beauty standard. So I understand the desire to try to fit the narrative. But what I'm telling you is that trying to fit in the narrative is not suiting you, is not getting you what you want. It's not making you feel confident. It's not making you feel good. And it's not communicating what it is that you wanted to communicate. It's not giving confidence. It's not giving boss. It's not giving entrepreneur. It's not giving creative. It's not giving bubbly. And it's okay that it doesn't, because you can strategize, you can implement steps to change that. And so that is one of the biggest things that I know that the style challenge is going to help you to confront. And even beyond that, if you decide to work with me one-on-one, or if you decide to get the Own Your Style journal, these are things that we're going to talk about, because these are things that are impacting your style choices. This is the things that you're thinking when you buy these clothes, when you go in your closet. Like this is what happens when you put the clothes on and you're like, I don't like this, but you don't have the words to describe why you don't like it, but you just know you feel it. Like it doesn't feel good, but you're putting it on because you got to put on clothes, right? Who's feeling me so far on this? Like, just let me know. Like, just put ouch if I'm stepping on your toes a little bit. Like, let me know who I'm speaking to with this, because I think that it's time to start to address these things, because these feelings that you have, these thoughts, these insecurities that and are there but not being addressed are still affecting you, even if you're not acknowledging them. Even if you're not saying it out loud, it's evident in how you're dressing yourself. and what you're putting on or not putting on. I don't need to wait for the perfect body because I am in my perfect body at all times. Kayla, that is an affirmation. I love that. I love that. I am in my perfect body at all times. I'm tired of feeling self-conscious. Yes, it's so exhausting. It's so exhausting. And at some point you have to realize that, like, here is why oh, man, I want to get into the fit so bad. Okay, let me redirect a little bit. I do want to get into fit, and I'm gonna save that for the end. Like, I'll make that a bonus, okay, y'all? Like, don't let me forget. I will make the whole conversation around the fit of your clothes, I'll make that a bonus, okay? I promise. I do want to talk about it, but I don't want to get off track because there were some other things that she talked about as well. But yeah, let's just kind of like reset and repeat. I am in my perfect body at all times. Mm, I love that. Like, let's just like let that settle on you. Let that adorn you. Like, let that be yours. Own that. Okay. So some of the other things that were impacting her style, her fashion is religion, her faith, growing up in growing up in a church where her parents are both pastors, and there being this really hard emphasis on modesty and what you can wear, what you can't wear, dresses to your ankles, don't wear pants, don't show your cleavage, or you're going to hell, like a lot of stuff. Like, and we are very aware. I think a lot of us, if you spend any amount of time in church, have had that experience where it's like, what do I wear to church? How, like, what am I supposed to wear? What's appropriate? And like, for some people, they don't want to go, and that's a big part of it. That's a big reason why. I don't want to go somewhere where I'm going to be judged for my outfit, especially like being judged vocally. Like, if you feel a way about my outfit, you keep that to yourself. But you feeling empowered to comment on my wardrobe, that's one of the that's a trigger for me, y'all. I feel it coming up now. Like, that's a trigger for me. Ooh, like, you felt like because I came here and I wore something that you feel is inappropriate, that you now have the right to comment on my. So her experience in church also impacted her style and made her feel like there were things that she couldn't wear, right? And so when she stopped going to church, had a period in her life where she wasn't going, and she went to the complete opposite direction and started being more rebellious. And so she started wearing all the things people told her she couldn't wear, all the short and the low cut and the exposed and the cutout and the mesh and the this and the that, all of the things, like showing everything that she was told she's not supposed to wear. And so it's kind of like going from one extreme to the other. And so she's now in a place where she wants to find her style on her own terms and not be doing it because it was affected or influenced on either side, whether it was on the modest side or the rebellious side. Like, she wants to know, who am I outside of the outside noise, right? So that's another thing that she mentioned as something that she desires for herself, and learning what that looks like. And so as she's talking and she's describing this to me, and she's even telling me some of the things that some of the styles that she's inspired by, I was already kind of like picking up on what I believe her style personality is. One of the ones that started to like really resonate with me, for her, was elegant. And if y'all remember, oh, this is so good, y'all. Okay, so if y'all remember any of the details about the elegant style type, I told y'all that one of the things about the elegant style type is that the elegant is about having things that fit well. So the fit of your clothes is important. Things that are fit well, tailored, like almost to perfection. Having investing in quality luxury fabrics, even if that's not the most expensive things. You don't have to buy the most expensive clothes to have an elegant style. And so even that might be something that I have to discuss and talk about. But those are like two of like the hallmark signature signature trademarks of the elegant style type is that your clothes fit you well. So tailoring is a priority, and the quality of the fabric is a priority, right? And so if we go back to her original struggle, is the fit of her clothes, and her clothes being too small, and her wanting to be okay and even know how to dress her body now, where to go, how to shop, and what type of places to go to dress her body that will accommodate her shape, her size, and her taste in clothes. So like that's another thing where it's like there's a disconnect between who she wants to be and being able to actually implement that and like bring them together. So that was another part. And then also wanting to feel confident in every setting of her life. So she is a business owner. She is a single mom. She wants to get back into going to church, reconnecting with God, being able to be around a community of believers. She also is dating. And so she also wants to be able to feel sexy and to feel sensual and to go into these dates and feel confident. Like one of the things that she said is, I want to go on dates, but what I'm finna wear to these dates? What am I going to wear to these dates? Like, what do I put on to go on these dates? And so she's listing all of these different things, and I was listening to her, and I was like, okay, I see where you're going. I see your disconnect. I see where you're saying. And so I want to know, y'all, if any of you can, if you can relate to any of those points, like which ones are the ones that feel like they hit home for you. Like let me know, drop them in the comments, because I one thing that I want to make sure that I am aware of is the challenges and the feelings that you have when it comes to getting dressed, because although everybody tells us that fashion is vain, beauty is vanity, and that it's almost made to feel like there's something wrong in caring about how you look and investing in how you look, and that you're supposed to just like be this humble person who doesn't really like care and doesn't dress up. And there's a lot of conflicting verbiage out there, a lot of confusing, opposing views when it comes to how much how much time should I actually be investing um in my appearance versus focusing on other things. And so, but I think that what's happened is that so much of that focus and that intentionality has been taken away from our appearance, and it's been given to all these other places. But our appearance, especially as women, is really important for us. Like it is one of the it's deeply embedded in our confidence and how we see ourselves and how we treat ourselves and how we show up in the world. And so although we might get irritated with the beauty standards and all the things that we have to do as women in order to keep ourselves up, we also can't deny the fact that we love this stuff. Like we love this stuff. That's why the beauty industry is still the top industry when it comes to influencers and monetizing as an influencer. Like the beauty industry is huge because we not gonna stop trying to look good. So we might as well start trying to fight it. Clothes that make me appreciate my body instead of ridiculing my body. I love that one, Kayla. I love that one. I sensed the body appreciation and acceptance as something for you. And mm, I'm glad that you shared that. Thank you. Thank you for that. I think that for me, the biggest Mm. The biggest one for me, I think, is not caring what people think about my clothes. And I know that sounds weird because I don't think that I come across as somebody that cares what people think about my clothes. And honestly, for the most part, I don't. But I do feel there's another level for me that I want to explore that's a little more creative, that's even more out there, that's even more bizarre. And that is the one that I want to lean into more as someone who is with each day becoming more and more visible, and more people are finding me, more and more people are following me, and I don't want to assimilate with this new found interest. I want to continue to push into it and be even more weird and even more creative and even more out there. And so I think that like that would be the one that would be my personal one. And I think that that still goes in line with not wanting to be influenced so much by the perception of others, but how I feel when I wear the clothes. So, yeah, that's mine. That's mine, our little heart to heart moment, sharing our thing. So, I want to talk a little bit about like how you feel about your closet. And I got a couple questions I want to ask y'all. So, the first one is, do you feel like do you ever feel like you've outgrown your closet, but you don't know how to fix it? Like you don't know where to go next with it. Like you're looking at it and you're feeling like this isn't me anymore. This doesn't work. Like this isn't really resonating, but it's what I got right now. And I don't know where to take it. But it's on like you look in your closet and you can feel it. Like it feels like, man, like this is boring. Like this ain't right. So I want to know, is that something that you feel is that something that you feel or you can resonate with? Okay. Another question that I want to ask y'all is, what part of your life feels like the hardest to dress for? What part of your life feels the hardest to dress for? I think for me, the hardest part of my life and how where I feel the most tension getting dressed is actually for content. So I guess it would be for work. And I think that it's because the I've never I've never felt like much of a style icon, if that makes sense. I've never felt like I had a style that people wanted until recently. Like the last maybe like 2, maybe 3 years. I didn't feel like I had a style that people wanted, and I was always looking at other people's style, feeling like they had so much more style than me. And it's funny when you think about it just like objectively, because like style is subjective. So how can somebody have more style than you? Like what does that even mean? Like how are you measuring that? Like what's the measurement? Like what's my style percentage? I don't know. But I felt it. Like I felt like when I looked at other people and compared myself to them, I didn't measure up. And so whenever I wear an outfit and I get a lot of compliments on it and people are like, "Ooh, I love that. I'm feeling that. Like you did your thing. Like this may be the best one yet." The next day, I feel like I now have to top whatever I wore yesterday. And it makes it so challenging sometimes. So challenging. Or even when I see people who are also fashion influencers, and I look at how they style their clothes, and I'm like, man, that is so creative. Like I did not even think to do that. Like today, for instance, I'm wearing a belt as a necklace. So this is a belt. Let me show y'all. Okay. So this is a belt, And it's actually, my mom is about to get rid of it, and she was like, "Oh, actually, I got a belt upstairs that you can have, and you can wear it as a necklace." So I saw somebody on TikTok, and she is a fashion designer, and she was talking about how people are always complimenting her necklaces, and she was like, her necklaces are all belts. They're all belts. Like she buys the chain belts. She gets like the vintage or thrifted chain belts, and she just wraps them around, and it automatically looks like a stacked necklace. And so, um, anytime you see her and like you think, "Oh, I love that necklace. Where'd you get it from?" She thrifted it, and I was watching it, and I was looking at the video, and I was like, "Man, that is so cool!" Like, how did I not think? How did I not think? I think I messed this up, y'all. How did I not think to wear my belt as a necklace? I think I wrapped it around. Okay, let me fix it. How did I not think to wear my belt as a necklace? And so I saw her doing it, and I think at that moment I was just more like inspired by it. But there have been times where I will see somebody do something that um I didn't think of doing, and it'll make me feel some like imposter syndrome, I guess you could say. Or it'll make me feel like less creative than them, and feeling intimidated by it. That's the word. It can make me feel intimidated. And so I think about things like that, and sometimes those are the things that make me feel feel some kind of way when I'm getting dressed. Got to fix this. That's the kind of things that'll make me feel some kind of way when I'm getting dressed. And so that's where that pressure can come from. And so I think that is, I think, the hardest part currently for me when it comes to getting dressed. And I would love to know what that might be for you. So if you know what that is, share it with me in the comments. If it's multiple areas, share that too. It's okay. I get it. I get it. Okay, Kayla says, yep, because it gets overwhelming trying to know where to start and asking, do these clothes not align or am I not styling them? Yeah. It can definitely feel like, where do I go? Where do I start? Like how do I fix this? How do I fix this? I don't know where to go from here. So I get that. I get that. Okay. Now my next question for y'all is, does your style match the version of you that you are now, or do you think that it needs to catch up? Like, do you feel like your style is stuck in the past, or are you somewhere in between, trying to get dressed for weekends, wanting to wear clothes I can't for work, but not trying not trying to be too sexy but still fun? I got you. You don't want to be sexy when you go out on the weekends, or are you talking about for work? Okay, y'all. I can hear my stomach growling. Oh my goodness. After this, I gotta make sure I eat something. I might just make like a pizza or something like that. Okay, y'all. So as you're thinking about those questions, one thing that I want y'all to share with me, I feel like I'm asking a lot of questions, but I whatever one you want to answer, and if it's all of them, go for it. If it's just one of them, then do that too. But my goal here is to encourage you not to just be a passive listener. Like, I don't want you to just come to my videos and consume the content. I want you to realize that what I'm sharing with y'all are things that you can take right now and implement in your life, implement in your closet, and start to feel better, start to see results. Like, I wish that more people realize that it's not a lot of people who are doing what I do. And I'm not the only one by any stretch of the imagination, but there aren't a lot of people who are showing you how to have your own style. Like they're not showing you, they're telling you the different rules of fashion. They're telling you what you're supposed to wear. But my approach, my way of doing this is to encourage you to navigate that for yourself with my guidance, with my help, with my support, but not with my rules, not by the rules of anybody but your own, like you being able to set the standard and feel confident in the decisions that you make, learning to trust yourself. And if I could be like a little like, a little deeper than just the surface, a little deeper, let's go a little deeper than the clothes. I think that it is a way for you to reconnect with yourself. Like, y'all ever heard of I think it's called embodiment, and how it is basically like the practice of like being present in your body, and how so many of us, especially as women, we we abandon ourselves a lot. Like there's a lot of self abandonment, and it's especially prevalent in people who have endured domestic violence, people who have been sexually assaulted, people who have endured any kind of abuse in any form, whether that's verbal or emotional, psychological. It is common for people who have experienced that to abandon themselves. And so what that looks like is, your body is your body. It's not going anywhere, but you're not present in it. You're not aware of what's going on emotionally, mentally, physically. Like you are not aware of your own body and what it is that you're experiencing on a consistent basis. And I believe that dressing yourself, that in participating actively in your style and not just putting on clothes like subconsciously, but being more aware of the decisions that you're making when you get dressed, is a way to come back to yourself. It's a way to stop abandoning you and acknowledge what you are telling yourself that you need. Like some of us, our bodies are screaming at us, like they're yelling, like, please see me, like notice me. I need you to see what's happening. I need you to acknowledge what I need. I need you to feel this so that we can become one again, so that we can feel connected and you can stop feeling so disjointed and separated from yourself. And so I think that this is another avenue, another approach to do that, because one of the best ways to connect with yourself again is to actually do things physically, like physical, like taking actions to connect. What do I feel like I want to wear today? How do I want to feel? It's gloomy outside today, and so I want to feel bright. I want to feel free. I want to feel like bubbly. I want to feel energetic, because that's what I need more of right now. And so that's why I'm wearing what I'm wearing. Like this dress, when I wear this dress, it always makes me feel happy. And I think that it helps me to have a little bit more energy than what I really have. Like it's giving me what I need. I need the color, I need the vibrance, I need the crochet. I need to be able to like kind of feel the breeze that comes with all the holes that are in a crochet dress. You know what I'm saying? Like this is me connecting to myself and acknowledging what I need and then giving myself what I need. And so I think that there are so many of us that we need that. Like what is it that you are telling yourself that you need, that you now need to pay attention to? What is it that it needs? And realizing what can happen when you do connect again, when you do experience that, right? So I see Kayla says, my style is evolving and I definitely feel better in my outfits than I did last year. I love that, Kayla. I definitely see the evolution. I think that you're taking, they're not even taking more risks. I think how I would describe it is I think that it's you're bringing back your personality into your style. Like that's how I would describe it. I think that it kind of like you kind of had to go through like a period where you were like resetting and like rediscovering. And I think that you're kind of like picking back up the pieces of Kayla that you tucked away for a little while in order to survive, in order to get readjusted and to get acclimated to who you are now. And I think that you are now bringing that back in and it's being reflected in your style. And so like that's what I see that's what I see happening like deeper, but like on the surface of what it looks like. Exactly. Yeah, it does. Like I think it's like it's telling me who you are. Like I would love to see like some I would love to see like some like before and after of the outfits, your outfit of the days like a year ago versus your outfit of the days now. I think that that would be a dope side by side. And so that's what I want y'all to be able to do. And so one thing that I want y'all to share with me is three words that describes what you want your how you want to feel when you get dressed. That's what I want y'all to share with me. What are three words that describe how you want to feel when you get dressed? And this will probably vary, on a day-to-day basis, but just in general, how do you want to feel consistently? What are those three words that you want to feel consistently? And there is actually an exercise that we did during the Fashion 101 class. And I might share some of those words again. Actually, let me see. I got it in the book. It's in the Own Your Style guide. So let's see. This is all a part of the affirmations. Okay. So some of the words that you may want to feel, maybe you want to feel confident, maybe you want to feel courageous, maybe you want to feel empowered, maybe invigorated, inspired, positive, powerful, renewed, radiant, vibrant, vivacious. I remember that word, vivacious, wise, worthy, free. What are the words that you want to feel? How do you want to feel when you get dressed? Those are the words that I want you to share. And if you can not come up with three, then that'll be a good reason for you to join the Own Your Style. I mean, the Permission to Put It On challenge. That'll be a good reason to join so that we can help you discover what those words are and you can feel more confident when you are getting dressed that I know I want to feel boom, boom, boom. I want to feel XYZ. Hey, Stephanie. I think this is my first time seeing you over on YouTube. Hi. Okay, Kayla says confident, colorful, and cute. Yeah, I love that one. I love that one. You're definitely working towards that. Okay, fun and myself. I love that, Stephanie. I love that. You are an affirmation. I love that. Okay, y'all. So thank you for sharing. If you're watching this and you're not watching it live in the replay, still share your words with me. I will absolutely go through all of those comments and I will respond to you personally because I really want to hear what those words are. And if you are feeling like that disconnect and you do want to feel more of those words that you're describing, I want to invite you to join the Permission to Put It On challenge. Okay, y'all. The challenge is starting. We have a number of days. I don't know. What is it? Wednesday? We got about 4 days. I think that's the right number. 4 days until the challenge starts. It is 7 days. You only need an hour a day. If you can spare an hour a day and you are intentionally putting on things that make you feel good, you are intentional about what is in your closet, what needs to go, what needs to stay, what makes you feel empowered, what makes you feel disempowered. I'll use that word for now. The challenge is going to help you to do all of those things. And most importantly, it's going to help you to connect back to yourself and to be able to affirm who you are physically, who you are becoming, so that you can start to take those steps, continue taking those steps towards embodying that person. So, Yeah, y'all. I'm so excited for this challenge. It's gonna kick off that Sunday. Like I said, the first day is not necessarily like an actual style challenge. It's more of like a reflection and kind of preparing you for the week. But I'm really, really eager to see what the experience is gonna be like for everybody that's involved. So yeah, all the information is in the description box to join. You can also, if you want to work with me one on one, I am opening up spots, limited available spots for the next couple of weeks. I may extend to the summertime, but that's not a guarantee. But these are going to be one on one style sessions where you can get custom support. I'm going to help you find out your style personality. I'm going to also help you to pick out outfits. We're going to shop your closet. You're also going to get some specific tips from me, a strategy so that you can use and implement in the next coming weeks as you are discovering your style, learning what those things are that you need to do so that you can continue this journey. And I think I might add in a special bonus too. I don't know what that's going to be yet though, but I might add in a bonus, like a bonus gift. It might be the journal. It might be something else. We'll see. But those are both available for you so that if you're enjoying this conversation now, you can continue the work beyond this conversation. Okay. So I want to wrap this up and I want to talk a little bit about what I recognized from my friend when she shared this with me. So I told y'all before earlier on that she was feeling a couple of things. So the first thing is that her clothes didn't fit anymore. Like, and that means in the literal sense they didn't fit anymore. They don't fit, but also in the sense of who she is. They don't fit who she is anymore. They don't fit the person that she has become. So that was the disconnect for her, part of the disconnect. Another aspect to her style that she wants to improve is that she wants to be able to feel confident in the different areas of her life. When she goes to church, when she's going out pitching her business, when she's hosting workshops, when she's working with clients, when she's going on these dates, because she's trying to find, it's stepdaddy season. She's trying to find a stepdaddy for her son. Okay. So feeling confident in the different areas that she is moving in and knowing how to show up in each of those spaces. And then the last thing is understanding what the balance is between the modesty that was taught to her and instilled in her at a young age growing up in church, and the rebellious part of her that went against that when she left church and needed to discover herself and like she needed to separate so that she could be who she wanted to be. Right now she's at a place where she's kind of like trying to find the balance in both of those. And so navigating that and actually being able to put language to that. And another thing that I think I touched on but didn't necessarily like go deep into is, where do I go to buy these clothes? Where am I supposed to go? Where do I go to even begin this process? And so those are the things that she described as her like pain points basically. And what I told her a couple of things. We're going to actually have a session together and we're going to go a little bit deeper. And so I might do a follow up and let y'all know where she is now, like, a little before and after situation. But in the meantime, I told her that the biggest thing that I'm going to tell her to do is she has to go on and go into the stores and she has to try on clothes. I was like, there's no way around it. I asked her, when's the last time you went to a store and tried on clothes? And her response was, for what? Why am I going in the store? What am I going in the store to do? And she's like, ever since COVID happened, and there were so many stores that like shut down their fitting rooms, and you could only really like, you had to buy the clothes in order to try the clothes on. And then she said that she does not do a good job of returning the clothes that she doesn't like, which is a whole other thing that I definitely am going to do. I got to do a whole video on that because y'all, I need y'all to go get y'all money back. and I gotta start returning them clothes. But we'll touch on that later. We'll touch on that later. But those are like that's what ends up happening. And so she just kind of got comfortable with it. But what was really happening, like below the surface, yeah. For what is hilarious. You do need to bring a fan. There are some practical things that will help you. You have to go to the store. You have to go to the store knowing you're going to try on clothes. Like that's like you have to know that that's what's happening. Okay. So I told her that that was going to be the first thing I'm gonna tell her. Like I'm gonna let you know right now, up front. Listening to you, I know that the first thing that you need to do is you need to go and you need to try on clothes. And the reason she gave her reasons why, right? But below the surface, the real reason was being afraid of what size she is now. Being afraid of what the size on the tag is going to say. And to a certain extent, not knowing where to go in order to find those sizes now, right? And one thing about sizing, y'all, and this is something that I've definitely, I have a lot of strong feelings about it. But one thing that you got to know about the sizing industry, about the fashion industry, and when it comes to sizing, is that it is designed to make you feel insecure because pointing out people's insecurities is a profitable business. The more insecure you are and the more unaware or the more you try to avoid addressing those insecurities, the more money those businesses make. The fashion industry is designed to profit off of that. So I say that because one of the ways that they do that when it comes to sizing is to skew their size range, right? So most stores are going to go from a size 0 for women, a size 0 up to a 12. Like that's like pretty much the standard size, right? Now, it has extended over time to go to like 14, sometimes 16s, right? But sizing is not regulated. There is no set standard for sizing. That's something that the fact there's no regulation for that. So that's why every store, every brand can have their own size chart. They can have their own way of sizing things. They can make up their own numbers. Like they if they decide they want to call something schmedium and they want to start offering schmediums, they could literally do that. You can have a store and have schmediums, slarges, you could little, big, like you could do whatever you want to. You could just start making up stuff. And so it is all about vanity. That's first and foremost. It is not about actually giving people the information that they need to make an informed decision when they shop. It is about creating a perception that consistently makes you feel like there is something wrong with you. Yes, Kayla, a large. I don't even know what that would be. Like, I don't know what the measurements for that would be, but now we got slarges now. It's for the people that's small on top and big at the bottom. Like, I don't know. Like at the I don't know. Maybe slarge needs to be a thing for real. Like maybe we need to make slarges happen. But they can say whatever they want to. They can size it literally however they want to. Quick story time. I when I worked for H&M, I worked for H&M for 5 years. And I was around when there was they had H&M has gone through so many different like iterations of styles, right? And one of the things that they were known for was creating very straight sizes. Like the clothes, there is no curve, there's no dip, there's no slip, there's nothing in their clothes. Like their clothes are very just like up and down, straight up and down, right? And so they were there was a period of time where like there was like this really big boom. Y'all remember like there's like this, like I know Gap was like a really big part of it, and like Gap had that whole campaign where they're like, we're bringing plus size into the stores now, you don't have to shop online for it. And you could they were really like pushing heavy like the body positivity and inclusivity, and so they was just going ham on all of the on all the things. And so size was a part of that. Size inclusivity was a part of that. And so during that time, H&M was readjusting their sizes. And so before then, they kept up with like the standard sizes of zero to 12, sometimes 14, right? And so they started extending. So then they ended up having double zeros, right? They completely shifted the whole size chart. So now if you wore, let's say you wore a size 6, you now might be like a size 2, because they shifted the size range so that now if you wore a 16, that might be the equivalent to like a 2X. They literally had they have had the power to do this the entire time, y'all. The entire time. I want you to know this. I want you to hear from somebody who watched this happen. They have had the power to include more sizes the entire time. They just didn't want to do it because it did not fit their bottom line. And so I'm sitting here and I'm watching it and I'm like, I'm over here, I'm confused. I don't even know what size I wear anymore. I like during that era, I feel like I was probably like a small, like extra small. I almost like needed to go to the kids section because the size range had skewed and opened up that much. And so seeing that happen and like how like that huge push, it only happened, they maybe did it for like a year and a half, and now like the size range is still kind of weird over there, but they've adjusted their sizes a little bit, especially if you shop like in the women's section. Not so much in the junior section, but in the women's section, the sizes like mediums are a little bit bigger now, and like the size range is kind of like a little bit bigger. I would equate it to almost how the sizing is for Gap. Like Gap tends to run big, like they just run bigger. And so but I think that they're also their fit models might be based on American bodies, whereas with H&M their fit models, which are the models that they use to base like the sizing of their clothes on, the body types that they model all of their clothes after is based off of people that are called fit models. And so their models were Swedish. And so they have a different body. Their standard body type is just different than an American body. So I think that's my theory. I think that's the reason why it might be a little is different, but it is a little bit more equivalent to the way that the Gap sizing is. And so all of that to say, the sizing is vain, and they change it, they fit it, they adjust it to fit their agenda. So for you to base the perception of yourself and what you wear in a store off of something that has dictated based off of how much money somebody wants to make, and is designed literally to make you not feel good about yourself. That's what I want people to start to like break free from. Like the number on the tag is just a number. It's just a number. Now, some of the other problems and concerns when it comes to shopping for plus size bodies, for bigger bodies, for curvy bodies, those are all valid, and it is definitely very frustrating to find clothes that fit you. But we also have to be aware of the fact that the clothes that you buy in the stores they're never made for you specifically, ever. ever. They never have you in mind unless you were the fit model that they used to make the clothes, okay? And so even that should free you just a little bit more. These clothes were not made for me. They give me something to work with, and then now it's up to me to go and get them tailored. It's up to me to learn how to make adjustments to it so that it does fit me better. It's up to me to customize it so that it suits my particular taste. Like, you treat them like a canvas, treat them like a foundation, and then you build on it and make it your own. And if it comes down to it, cut the tags out of your clothes. That way, once you buy it, you don't never have to worry about what size it is. You don't got to worry about it no more. It doesn't matter. Does it fit? Do you look good in it? Do you feel confident? That's all that matters. Okay. That is literally all that matters. So that's something that I did kind of get into the fit conversation naturally. Yeah, but problem solved. Like, what size is this? I don't know. I don't know what size this dress is currently on me. I don't know what size. I don't know what size this is. If I had to guess, it's probably like a medium, but I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, it is only meant to give me the information that I need to make a purchasing decision. That's it. And I know that I can't relate to certain experiences of being a plus size woman, or going to stores and them just like completely not having my size. I can admit that. I know that I cannot relate to that experience. All right. Where I can empathize and where I can encourage you and challenge you is to, when you do find that, the last thing you need to be worried about is what the number is, unless it is you literally you using it as information to help you decide if this is what you need to wear. Do I get the 14 or do I get the 16? Do I get the 24 or do I get the 28? Right? And maybe I got to think about how it's going to fit on my hips. I don't need to think about, oh my God, I can't believe I wear a 28. Does it fit? Does it give you what you need? You can make adjustments to it and alterations so that it does fit. And then that's the only thing you need to be worried about in them stores. Okay? It's the only thing I want you to be focused on, because that's going to help free you, and that's going to help give you some space to actually put clothes on. That's the goal of all of this. This is going to give you the space, the bandwidth to actually put the clothes on your body, actually see what you like, actually figure out, how does this fabric feel on you? How does this fit look? Does this outfit that you have put together in this fitting room, does it reflect what it is that you want to express yourself with? Is it in alignment with who you see yourself becoming? Those are the questions I need you to start asking when you go into those fitting rooms, when you're going to those stores, when you're shopping online, because that's what matters, so that you can actually get the clothes, put them on, go outside, and look amazing. Okay. Let me see what you said over here. So Kayla said, wow, breaking it down in such a powerful way. It all makes us feel like we need to chase a number or size. It does. Yeah, that's literally what it's designed to do. Whole time I go in a thrift store can fit a small from one brand and an extra large in another. And guess what? That's okay. Yeah. Like, it really all is just information. And even then, it's not really useful information, which is why I be telling y'all, make sure you know your measurements. Learn your measurements so that you can go into these stores, you can look at their size charts, you can go online and you can figure out what the measurements are for these garments, and you can make an informed decision. Okay. All right. So that's the biggest thing. I'm trying to think if there's something else that I said. There isn't. That was the main thing. That was like what I told her. That's what I encouraged her to do. There were some other things that were said. But I feel like we're good here. I feel like we're good here. I have talked for a decent amount of time. We're at an hour and 15, and my goal was to go for an hour. And so I'm glad that we were able to like sit down and have this conversation. I am looking forward to all the people that have signed up for the Permission to Put It On Style Challenge. I'm also looking forward to the people who decide they want to work with me in these strategy sessions. And you really want to get to some of the specifics and get some takeaways for you, some custom takeaways for you that will help you to start putting your clothes on, start getting dressed, and start feeling confident in what you're wearing. Okay. Um, I think that I will create, mm, I don't know. Uh, no, that's good. That's good. We're going to leave it there. Um, I'm trying to think of something. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say to y'all. Oh yes. Okay. Ooh. All right. So glad I remembered. Okay. Last thing. This is a part of a series of videos that I'm going to be doing called Permission to Put It On. And today's video, I didn't really do permission to put it on all the way, so I do owe y'all a separate permission to put it on video. And that one's going to be about summer clothes. So I did like a quick video on TikTok about actually it's on here too. I did a quick video. I have a short that is about wearing shorts, a short about shorts. So wearing slip shorts under your skirt, because I know that that's something that people ask me about, like wearing skirts. And I will do a more in-depth video where I'll talk about how I decide what skirts to purchase, and how I got into like my mini skirt era. Because I used to really hate mini skirts because they never fit me well. And I think that's a problem that a lot of Black women, especially like because of our hips and our waist and the fabrics, it can be very challenging to find the right mini skirt. So I'm gonna talk about that, and I'll make a separate video for that. And I'll drop that this week. I'll probably make that like a Friday drop. And so we'll talk about that. We'll have a little bit of fun with that. And maybe I'll do it live. I feel like live is a lot easier to navigate. So I'll bring some skirts, I'll bring some tips and tricks, and then we'll also talk about some different things that you can wear just for the summertime, like some good fabrics and types of clothes that you want to look out for the summer so that you can feel comfortable and confident, but also still be cute and still put that ish on. So that's that. It's everything. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Thank you for giving me your time, spending time with me today. And I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye.